Welcome to San Fran Crypto, where we help you navigate the wild and wonderful waters of the crypto sea and bridge the gap from the old money world to the new. Today, we're going to look at the latest news in crypto, look at how some of the hottest tech stocks performed in 2020 compared to some of the hottest cryptos, and then dive into the markets. If you appreciate the content, hit the like, subscribe, notifications, bell button, and leave your thoughts and comments down below. I have a goal to hit 50 subscribers by the end of this month. I'm 60% of the way there. So I want to thank everyone for your support. And if you can share this content with your friends and your family, I'd really appreciate it. And hopefully they will too. Before we get started, a little disclaimer, I am not a financial advisor. Nothing I say is financial advice. Please do your own research and consult your own financial advisor before making any investments. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, it's time to put your flower pedal to the metal because we're going to San Fran Crypto. All right, jumping into the news. First off, we've got Warren Buffett and Berkshire Hathaway. So Bitcoin surpassed the market cap of Berkshire Hathaway. I believe it was on around New Year's Day. Give or take a few days, and that is interesting, giving some comments that Warren Buffett made a couple years ago. So 2 years ago, just before Berkshire Hathaway 2018 annual shareholder meeting, Buffett said, "Bitcoin is probably rat poison squared." So that rat poison squared has just blown past Berkshire Hathaway's market cap by about 30% in the last week or so. So I expect Buffett to be FOMOing into Bitcoin any day now. Next piece of news. Pension funds are the latest and greatest institutions to be getting into Bitcoin. This is huge. It is estimated that the U.S. market for pension funds is worth about $34 trillion. So as you can see down below, Grayscale's CEO, Grayscale being the largest crypto custodian in the world by far, says, "We've started to see participation not just from hedge fund segment, but also recently from other institutions, pensions and endowments. The sizes of allocations they are making are growing rapidly as well." So we've seen an unbelievable wave of institutional investment in Bitcoin in 2020. I will be making a video about that in the next week or two. I know I promised that on the last video that I would be doing that. So hopefully I can get that out by next weekend. Just an overview of all the most significant developments of 2020 related to Bitcoin and the evolution of the space. So I mean, let's dream a little bit here and speculate. If the total pension market cap is like $34 trillion bucks, if pensions were to invest just 1% of their portfolios into Bitcoin, that's $340 billion, which is almost half the current market cap of Bitcoin. So very bullish news for Bitcoin. And then down below here, you can see Grayscale's products that they offer. Total assets under management, over 27 billion. Whoops. Here we go. Yeah, Bitcoin being by far the largest asset under management for them, coming in at $23 billion. Ethereum's second place at $3.5 billion. All right, next piece of news. Morgan Stanley celebrated their New Year's by buying a 10% stake in Microstrategy. For those that don't know, Microstrategy is a company that will go down in history for essentially initiating the explosive Bitcoin bull run that we've seen the last 3 months or so. They've purchased over $1 billion worth of Bitcoin. It's now worth, well over $2 billion now. And I think they own like 70,000 Bitcoin. It's a publicly traded company on the NASDAQ. And now Morgan Stanley is buying a significant stake in the company to have that exposure to Bitcoin. Pretty incredible stuff. All right, next piece of news. Three Arrows Capital buys over $1 billion in Bitcoin. So, according to a recent filing with the U.S. With the SEC, Three Arrows Capital, a Singapore-based hedge fund, has bought about $1.3 billion worth of stock-traded Bitcoin. Massive purchase. And it seems like these stories are just becoming super common. It seems like almost every day there's another massive hedge fund or institutional investor, billionaire, mutual fund, now pensions are all flocking and flooding into Bitcoin. Bitcoin did hit 40K over the past week. It doubled its its price in under a month. And then going back to Berkshire Hathaway, Berkshire Hathaway is up about 38% it was up about 38% in 2020, give or take. And Bitcoin was up around 900%, give or take. So, Bitcoin outperformed Berkshire Hathaway since March lows by, like 2,500%, something crazy like that. So, yeah, the water is warm. The Bitcoin waters are warm, Warren. It's not too late to indulge in the Bitcoin buffet, Warren Buffet. Bitcoin is also, as a fun fact, the market cap of Bitcoin right now is bigger than Netflix, Zoom, Uber, Square, Spotify, and Shopify combined, just to put into perspective. Other big news, 1 week ago today, it was Bitcoin's 12th birthday. That's 12 years since Satoshi Nakamoto released the Bitcoin white paper. And another fun fact, Ethereum decided to celebrate Bitcoin's birthday by launching up about 30, I think it was like 37% or 43%. I think it might have been 43%. All right, next piece of news from the Wall Street Journal. The OCC, aka the Office of the Comptroller of Currency, which is a regulatory body within the Treasury Department, led by Brian Brooks, who used to work for Coinbase a couple years ago. Another fun fact. He was the chief legal officer, I believe, and now he oversees all the banks in the U.S. He appears to be very crypto-friendly, and this is another example of crypto-friendly legislation. banks now being allowed to use stablecoins in payments. So here it is. Banks are allowed to participate in public decentralized networks and use stablecoins. So by the way, that's Ethereum, for example, a public decentralized network, and use stablecoins, which the vast majority are built and run on Ethereum, in payment settlements, according to new guidance from a federal banking regulator. The Office of the Comptroller of the Currency, in a guidance letter this week, said national banks and federal savings associations may use new technologies, including independent node verification networks, also known as blockchain networks, and related stablecoins to perform bank permissible functions. So, so this is on the heels of recent news with Visa partnering with Circle, who's a Bay Area-based company that created the USDC stablecoin, which is backed by the US dollar. And that will see USDC being able to be transacted through the Visa network by the 60 million or so merchants, I think it is, that Visa has in their network. So very, very, very bullish news for stablecoins and Ethereum, because Ethereum is really the payment rails, the foundation, the operating system, if you will, for most stablecoins. And in my personal opinion, of the entire worldwide financial system that's currently being rebuilt, reset. Not financial advice, of course, but just my personal opinion. All right, Ukraine has announced it's partnering with Stellar, which is, I believe, a company based out of San Francisco. And they're going to be helping the Ukrainian government build their own central bank digital currency. So announced Monday, the Ministry of Digital Transformation of Ukraine and the Stellar Development Foundation signed a memorandum of understanding to build out a virtual assets ecosystem and national digital currency of Ukraine. The National Bank of Ukraine has been researching the possibility of CBDC, central bank digital currency, implementation since 2017, and the Stellar partnership will now be the basis of its virtual currency development, according to the Digital Transformation and IT Deputy Minister, Alexander Bornyakov. So this is huge news. This isn't the only central bank, the only country in the world. There are many others that are actively exploring, if not developing, central bank digital currencies, and specifically we're on Ethereum. Now this is obviously Stellar. This is not Ethereum. But Stellar was recently invited in the last couple months or so to a conference with the IMF, that's the International Monetary Fund, I believe it is, Foundation Fund. Let me know in the comments which it is, as well as the BIS, the Bank of International Settlements, which I believe are the two most powerful, basically, banking institutions and authorities in the world, the BIS and the IMF. So the CEO from Stellar was the only cryptocurrency representative invited to speak at the conference amongst the world's most powerful bankers. So FYI. All right, let's see what else we have here. In other news, over the past week, amidst the skyrocketing crypto market and price of Bitcoin, we had a couple of outages. Coinbase went down for a while, as did Kraken. And this is just a great reminder to everyone, including myself, to the importance of having accounts set up with multiple exchanges, so that when this type of thing happens, and it's not the first time it's happened. In fact, it happens a little too frequently with Coinbase whenever there's a lot of volatility in the market, as there was over the past week. So FYI, if you have multiple accounts set up with multiple exchanges, you're really reducing your risk, and allowing more flexibility, allowing you to pivot. If one exchange is down for whatever reason, you can go use another if you need to buy or sell your cryptos in that moment. You're not going to be at the whims of an exchange, coming back online, and by that point, you missed your opportunity to buy or sell potentially. All right, next we're going to look at stocks and compare them to cryptos. So if you watched my previous video, this is one of the slides from it. This represents my top 10 crypto holdings, measured by total value. And I've got two columns. The green column is the performance of those coins for me, and then the blue columns are the performance of the coin throughout the entirety of 2020. So the blue numbers are higher than the green here because I wasn't able to buy all of my coins for all of these cryptos on January 1st last year, if that makes sense. If I did, the blue would be my numbers, and that would be amazing. So anyways, let's look down here at stocks. Now I've listed the FANG stocks, as well as Tesla, Zoom, and Square. And let's compare cryptos versus stock performance. So you can see the FANG stocks range between 26% and 68% for the year. Now, if you were to take the lowest 5 performers of my top 10 cryptos, you've got Litecoin at 30%, Polkadot next at 99%, then Cardano at 126%, Bitcoin at 155%, and then Ethereum at 166%. So already you can see that my lowest 5 cryptos destroy the FANG stocks in 2020. And I'm sorry, that was my performance. We should be looking at the performance to really do this apple-to-apple comparison. We should be looking at the blue columns. Let's try that again. So the lowest performer last year was, in fact, Litecoin at 204%. So already we've tripled the performance of Amazon, the top FANG performing stock last year, with the worst performing crypto of these top 10. So I think you get the idea here. And then if we look at Tesla, let's do this. There we go. If we look at Tesla, this was really the kind of the darling tech stock of 2020, up 750%, which is incredible. Don't get me wrong. And I wish I didn't sell it 2 years ago, because I missed out on a 20x there. But you live, you learn. And you could see that I've got 4 cryptos that destroyed Tesla last year. Absolutely destroyed it. We've got reserve rights here, 1,674%, Theta, 2,347%, Zilliqa, 1,687%, and Celsius at 3,881%. So the point of these slides is not to brag or to boast. It's simply to show you what's possible in terms of percentage increase gains in the crypto market relative to stocks, which I think most of us are most familiar with and comfortable with and knowledgeable about. And stocks are great, but it's just a night and day difference, at least last year. And for where we're at in the Bitcoin cycle, we're in kind of the final stage of the bull run over the next year or so. I expect these types of gains. I expect to see them again this year in 2021. Not necessarily in these coins, but this type of performance I think will be very common in many really solid cryptos this year. And I fully expect cryptos to significantly outperform stocks again as well. All right, and then just a heads up also, the previous video I made, which includes this slide, it also included my price predictions for all of these coins for 2021. So definitely check that out if you haven't already. And I also go into the relative value each of these coins makes up within my portfolio. And I'm going to be doing monthly portfolio updates as well to track the progress of my top 10. All right, now we're going to head into the markets. Okay, so we've got Bitcoin at $38,000, $38,432. Ethereum's at $1,271. Tether's $1. It's a stable coin, so it's generally $1, give or take a few pennies. XRP's trying to find its footing around 30 cents level. Here it is at 32. Litecoin 170. Bitcoin Cash, $595. Cardano's 30 cents. Polkadot's little over $9. Chainlink, little over 16. And Stellar, about 29 cents. Let's check the 24-hour top gainers. So we click on 24-hour. And lo and behold, we've got Bitcoin Diamond at 44%. I don't know what this is, to be honest. It could be a scam. I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying I have no idea what it is, and it's crept into the top 100 here. Its market cap is extremely low relative to any other Bitcoin projects or projects with the name Bitcoin in it, I should say. 200 million. I'm sorry. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. 200 million. Yeah. Versus Bitcoin is so like 700 billion. Yeah. Be careful with purchasing projects just because they have the name Bitcoin in it. Do your own research for any coins before you invest, of course, but just be especially wary of potential knockoff coins, which this could be, or it could be amazing. Who knows? I don't know, but just be very cautious. Horizon 37%, Dash 32.5%, Monero 24%, Zcash 21%, Neo 19%, Ethereum Classic, Aave. Nothing too exciting. Pretty underwhelming compared to last night when I was checking the markets. It was pretty explosive. We've had a big retracement today. Let's check in on the 7-day performance. Nano's up over 200%. Maker's up 151%. Stellar's up 125%. Bitcoin Diamond's up 123%. Loopring's up 104%. Let's look at some of the ones that I'm invested in. Synthetics is up 76%. Cardano's up 72%. Bitcoin Cash, I just bought some a few days ago at $460, so I'm enjoying these gains. 68% for Bitcoin Cash. Ethereum is down, or I'm sorry, for the week it's up 63%. Band Protocol up 55%. Reserve up 51%. Aave up 50%. Icon 46%. Kyber 43%. So you can see the weekly performance is pretty incredible. It's been a really explosive start to 2021 for cryptos. Which, falls in line with where we're at in the cycle, in the 4-year cycle. This is what happens. What else? Elron, 41%. VeChain, 36% for the week. Tezos, 35%. Chainlink, 33%. So you guys get the point. Tons of double-digit gainers over the past week within the top 100. Yeah, I'd say that's more than half of the top 100 are up in double digits over the week. Link is in the description, by the way, for CoinGecko, coingecko.com. And also there's links in the description for some exchanges. So you can use those to sign up if you want. You don't have to. I think some of them you can get some free Bitcoin for using those links. All right, well, that's it for today. Thanks everyone for your support, for checking it out. Hope you enjoyed the video today. We'll be working on releasing some videos in the near future on a recap of the biggest developments for Bitcoin in 2020, as well as my outlook for Bitcoin in 2021. And finally, kind of a tutorial video on how to best navigate and use CoinGecko to your advantage. Thanks again, everyone. Have a great rest of your weekend and stay safe. And this is Fran Crypto signing off for now.